At 2:17 in the morning, the house was quiet, but Mark's mind was loud. The kitchen light stayed on while the rest of the street slept. Unopened letters covered the table. Final notices, credit card statements, an eviction warning folded like a weapon between them. Mark stared at his phone.
No,
Negative
this can't be
numbers.
happening.
Again.
How did it get this bad?
Sarah leaned against the doorway, arms folded tight, not to stay warm, but to stay together. They weren't reckless people, they were tired people, and tired people make expensive decisions. It started small, a better phone, a faster laptop, a vacation they hadn't saved for, medical bills that arrived without permission, overtime hours that suddenly disappeared. Comfort slowly turned into survival. Every swipe felt harmless until the balance stopped listening. Mark used to sit in his car after work, head resting on the steering wheel, watching missed calls from banks stack like reminders of failure. Then one morning, someone knocked. Not loud, not urgent, just present. When Mark opened the door, he didn't see trouble. He saw a volunteer, and beside her, Ranger. A large German shepherd sat calmly on the porch, rein resting on his fur, ears forward, eyes quiet, intelligent, understanding. He didn't bark, he didn't rush. He just looked at Mark the way people wish someone would look at them, without judgment. The volunteer spoke softly. "Community outreach. We got a call about missed housing payments." Mark hesitated. Ranger stepped forward slowly. He sniffed the air, then sat beside Mark's feet and rested his head against Mark's leg. For the first time in weeks, Mark exhaled. Ranger never forces truth. He waits for it. Inside, the kitchen felt heavier than before. Bills covered the table like evidence. Sarah rubbed Ranger's ears without thinking. Mark logged into his bank account. Silence took over the room. Healing never starts with money. It starts with honesty.
Subscriptions.
Right.
One by one, they wrote it down. Credit cards, medical debt, car loans, personal loans. The total stopped their breathing. $52,347. Sarah broke. Not loudly, not dramatically, just quietly. Ranger stood up, walked over, placed his chin on her knee. She wrapped her arms around him, not because he was a dog, but because he felt like permission to be human again. Ranger's rule is simple. Stop the bleeding, then rebuild the bones. They froze spending, canceled subscriptions, sold things they didn't need, tracked every dollar, faced numbers instead of hiding from them.
Here's the cash.
Ranger followed them room to room, watching, sitting beside decisions. 3 weeks passed, then 6, then 12. Mark checked his balance one morning and didn't panic. Sarah smiled at dinner again. The house didn't feel haunted anymore. When Ranger returned, Mark knelt beside him. "We're not fixed, but we're fighting." Ranger licked his hand once.
I'm so grateful.
Stability isn't wealth, it's control returning to chaos. 90 days later, sunlight lived in the kitchen again. Bills were organized. Savings had a jar. Hope had a shape. Ranger walked past the window, already on another call, already guiding someone else. Ranger doesn't save money, he saves people from themselves. And somewhere tonight, someone is staring at numbers that no longer make sense. Ranger is already on the way.